Okay, I'm going to show you this trail. I started at Half Moon trailhead. Just a forewarning, some of the clips it might sound like I'm kind of complaining in here, but it's not. I had a really good time. But if you are going to take this trail, make sure you have some good navigation skills, because these trails are almost non-existent. They disappear all over the place. There's a lot of trails that aren't even on this map. So I hiked in here. There's a crossing here, but I ended up camping right back in here. And then there's a trail that takes you up into here. And then it's supposed to cross like right here and then go over to Fayette Lake, or come down into here, but there was no cross trail or nothing. So I started following a trail and it disappeared, so I ended up bushwhacking up through here and into here. I did some fishing in here, and then I crossed here. I had to go almost chest deep to get across, but that was fine. And then I followed down here, did some fishing along the way, hit up with this trail. This trail is non-existent. I couldn't find it. So I ended up following this trail down here. And according to my GPS, there's a trail that goes up along here, and there was, but it stopped somewhere along here. So I started bushwhacking again, and then I picked it back up, and then coming through here it disappears, and there's all kinds of lily pad ponds and stuff, and you have to navigate. And then I connected back up and then came back. I mean, it was a short trip. So it was like probably about a 10-mile round trip. Beautiful scenery in here, especially along Polk Creek. There's a nice little cascade right in here. And then when you get up into here, there's a huge waterfall in here. Very beautiful. Fayette Lake is very beautiful as well. But just a forewarning, if you do come in on this trailhead, be prepared to bushwhack and probably not take a designated trail. As far as these out here, I don't know. When I came up here, I did see the split for this, but I came down this one. It was either this one or no, it was this one I connected with, so I didn't even see this split for this one. So I climbed up to here. There was a faint trail going this way, but like I said, I didn't see the split for this or split for this. So prepared to do some bushwhacking. I love bushwhacking, but if you're not expecting to, it's kind of annoying. I would have came more prepared. I was in trail runners. If I'm going to bushwhack, I would prefer to have boots. But it was a great time. But anyway, enjoy the rest of the video. So I'm out here at Half Moon Lake. Started at the trailhead here. No real destination as yet. Maybe Fayette Lake tonight. Trying to do some fishing. It's like I'm not really going to be out here pounding some miles or anything. It's kind of leisurely little 2, maybe 3 nights. We'll see how the fishing goes. I brought my spinning reel this time. Trying to do some lakes. I found the fly rod works a lot better with like the streams, stuff like that. A little disappointed my new hat and my pack don't mix very well.
Like with this hat, I've got the back bent down, but that's all right. It'll make a good hiking hat, or when my pack's not quite as full. But we'll see where we end up. So this is Half Moon Lake. This is the back side of it. And I think down there is the outlet. And it goes to Little Half Moon Lake. Well, this is a pretty big lake. Coming in, we passed the southern end of Fremont Lake. And that lake is freaking huge. Kind of looks like a storm is moving in. We weren't really supposed to get any rain until Thursday, according to the forecast. But hopefully it kind of just skirts us and stays north. So I spotted this sweet campsite just around the bend, but somebody was there. I thought I was the only one back here, but they came in on a small boat. I was hoping to find another one. Well, I guess there's a little spot right there I could hang out at. I might do that. So, but there's some pretty good fishing right here. I'm only like probably not even 2 miles in. I'm gonna check the map and see what else is around, but I think I'm gonna kick it here, right over there. Plenty of firewood right here. Nice little tent site. Okay, so what we did is Pinedale's down here, and we drove up Skyline Drive, then took this short forest road, and here's the trailhead. And then we just hiked in like 1.5 miles, 2 miles. So we're in here. Then we're gonna camp here tonight, do some fishing in this back bay here. And then I think we're gonna hike into Fayette Lake, and then I'm gonna kind of bushwhack and camp up in here, probably somewhere in this area. And then when we come back, I'll just follow this. I think this is Pole Creek. Follow Pole Creek back, get back on the trail, and then if that sweet campsite that I found earlier is available, we'll stay there. So I got camp all packed up and ready to go. We're gonna head out to Fayette Lake. I think it's like 1.5 miles maybe. I don't know. This trail that I gotta take, it's got a little sketchy part after this. I don't even know if this is the official trail. Well, that's Pole Creek behind us, so that feeds Fayette Lake, comes out and then comes into Moon Lake here on Pole Creek. So we're just gonna start hiking. Kind of tired today, so I don't know. Might do some fishing, or I'll do some fishing on the way up and up at Fayette Lake, and if I'm not having any luck, I'm just gonna hike back out. I didn't have any luck here last night. You know, every time I say I should bring my spinning rod, I bring it. And I should have had my fly rod last night, because they were all topwater feeding last night. So, I don't know. Guess I'm just not the greatest fisherman in the world. Should have just carried both poles, but whatever. Well, here's a little bird's eye view. I guess this is kind of a trail. Cairns are up here. Right down in there is where we camped. Oh, there it is right there. And then here's this little bay I was fishing. Then Pole Creek. And then out there's Moon Lake, Half Moon Lake. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little peninsula on the other side of these trees. That's the other trail. You got a trail that crosses there. And then I'm sure it comes up through here, and these two meet somewhere. And then this one comes down, follows, Then we got to come up all this shit. There was a steep climb where I had to actually take my pack off to throw it up so I could actually get above the rocks. Well, here's Pole Creek. I'm guessing we're not too far from Fayette Lake, so Fayette Lake's probably just up around the way. I think I'm gonna stop here and throw a couple casts in, see if I can catch anything in these pools. Well, the trail I'm on is definitely not maintained. People still travel it though. There's fallen trees. The trail just fucking disappears. That's okay, I like bushwhacking. But it's definitely got its views. It's hot though. I don't know if I like this low elevation stuff. Maybe in September. But it's hot. Well, we're here at a small outlet, Fayette Lake, after a bunch of bushwhacking because the trail just disappeared. I think I'm gonna hike down here. I can see the bigger part of the lake there. If I follow this down, I should run into a trail. That main trail that comes up into here. So I'm gonna just hike down here a little further and do a little fishing, have some lunch, and figure out a plan of action. Whether I'm gonna stay or if I'm gonna go hike back to the truck. Well, here's the main outlet for the lake. I think I'm gonna go up here, see how deep it is. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to try and go downstream and find somewhere to cross. Well, here's Fayette Lake. I'm almost to where the trail should come into. I'm really glad I didn't try and come in here and camp because there's not a whole lot of camping along the lake because it's all steep terrain, except for maybe right down around here. Looks like there might be a canoe. Didn't really have any luck fishing though. Just not my trip for catching fish, I guess. It's a nice view looking down into the valley. Pinedale should be down there somewhere. I think it's back over that way. Even this part of the trail isn't very well maintained. Coming up from Fayette Lake, I had tons and tons and tons of fallen trees across. You can tell this is a very popular trail system. This trail is very unique, I'll have to say. You go from almost desert-like hills with cactus and little lizards running around to cascading streams and dense forest. Got a little bit of everything. Oh, here's Little Half Moon Lake. Little storm to the south of us. Wouldn't even really call it a storm, more like showers. And up there is where we came down from. We came down through, down, and this way. Well, we're back to Big Half Moon Lake. On the map, they look further apart than what they actually are. There's a killer campsite here too. But I think I'm gonna go on, probably to see if that very first one I seen yesterday is open. Because I'm gonna have to do a stream crossing. I'd rather cross the lake today and start tomorrow with dry shoes than finish out the hike with wet shoes. So the trail keeps going through all these fucking lily ponds. I have to keep detouring. It usually means going up and around fucking little mountain. So hopefully I can cut through here and then drop back down into the lake. It's getting very frustrating. You know, it's one thing to be bushwhacking when you know you're going to be bushwhacking. When you're following a trail that is almost no trail, then you have to take so much extra time to do route finding and navigation. It sucks. But you gotta learn to embrace the suck. This is part of being out here, so we'll get to camp sooner or later. Alright, one last crossing for the day. It's pretty fucking deep. No, it's not that bad. Not as deep as the last one. I didn't film the last one. The last one was up past my hips. Not gonna lie, that last little part was a little dicey. Had to sit out a rainstorm for like an hour. And then not only did I have to navigate around lily ponds, now I had to deal with wet slippery rocks and climbing up over fucking shit like that behind me. Oh, pretty fun though, not gonna lie. Now the debate is camp or go back to the truck and have clean, dry, warm clothes. I don't know what that is, but it sure fucking looks like asparagus. It's not green. I'm gonna take a picture and figure out what this is. Although this campsite here is fucking tempting. It's one I seen when I first came in. Clouds aren't the machine. There's no wind. Bugs are really bad. Only a mile and a tenth from the truck. There's supposed to be thunderstorms tomorrow too. So I'm gonna go head back to the truck and see if I can find a campsite along the lake. There was a few pull-offs on the way in that were empty, so hopefully, I mean, it's only Wednesday? Or is it Tuesday? I think it's Tuesday. I don't know. So, shouldn't be too many people out here, I don't think. And from what I understand, this isn't one of the most popular ones around here. You got Fremont Lake, which is a huge lake, and then you got Elkhart Park, and I think our chances are pretty good that we'll find a spot. So I'm going to head into the truck,